Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Being with Bella podcast. My name is Isabella, but I also go by Bella. This is episode 22, which I am content with. I'm not shocked, I'm not underwhelmed, but I'm content with it. I started this podcast back in January, I believe. I want to say early January, even maybe. I don't remember. It was January 2025, so this year. I've had my moments of, creative flow. I've had my moments of rut. I've also been working through some personal things this year. First of all, if you're new here, what should you know? If this is your first time ever listening, what do you need to know so you can decide if this is worth your time? Here's what you need to know. In this podcast, it's called Being with Bella, right? So the focus here is normalizing just being with yourself and being in the state that you're in the present. So wherever you are at mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever your outlook on life is, psychologically, whatever, wherever you're at, I'm just here to normalize that it's okay to be with yourself there and not constantly looking ahead at what you haven't accomplished and what you still need to do, and just truly allowing yourself to be in the present and soak up the present, because there is no time like the present. There's going to be a lot of cliches in this podcast, so if you're not a cliche person, probably won't want to listen. I'm not going to completely eliminate you because everyone is welcome. It might turn your gears a little bit. We're going to do a little pause moment before I get into what I wanted to chat about today and do a little matcha ASMR. Oh my gosh. The scary thing about this is I know that some people listening to this are going to be judgmental, and that scares the crap out of me because I'm human. I care about what people think of me. I do. And I have based a lot of my decisions in the past few months, not even just the past few months, in general in my life. I have been so unsure of myself and not trusting in myself because of my fear of how other people are perceiving me and what they're thinking of me. And I'm reaching the point where I'm like, I need to free myself from that. So that is part of why I created this podcast. Part of it is to just normalize being a human and normalize all these things that we're too afraid to talk about, even though everyone experiences them. And I think it's kind of crazy that we are afraid of being judged for talking about something that is completely normal and human to experience. That might be something to get into in another episode or later in this episode. For now, the ice is low-key melted. I added way too much milk to this matcha, so it's a really light pastel green, a beautiful color, but not the best taste. It tastes like milk. So I'm having my morning glass of, I don't even know if that ASMR is good. This is my third take for this episode. My third take. Because my iPad is being a sassy little glitch monster this morning. So I decided we're going to go on my recording app on my phone instead. Finally getting into it. The reason I told you that is because there was more ice in the matcha before, so the ASMR would have been better. But anyways, what are we here to talk about this morning? What are we here to talk about? Life. It's a crazy concept. Decisions. Decisions are hard. We're here. We're put on this floating rock and we're told, go live, go figure it out. Whether that's our inner critic or societal voices, go get everything right, go get everything perfect, go figure this out, go and thrive, and don't even allow yourself the opportunity or the possibility to not thrive. And sometimes I think that we try so hard because of whatever pressure it is we're putting on ourselves, whatever pressure it is that society is putting on us. We put so much energy. And okay, let me finish the sentence. ADHD brain needs to slow down. Let me finish the sentence. We put so much energy into trying to prevent bad things from happening, into trying to be comfortable and be secure rather than just focusing on living and experiencing life as it is in this moment. And it's fucking scary. Excuse my language. It's freaking scary to just not know what the future holds. And so it's a lot more comfortable to have a plan and just be like, yep, this is what's happening. This is my 5-year plan. This is how things are going to go. Blah, 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 blah. That is so much more comfortable. And honestly, I wish I was the type of person who could do that and be like, yep, this is my 5-year plan, this is what I'm doing, and here we go, this is what's gonna happen. But that's just not me, and that's never who I've been. I think I changed my major and my career path 2 or 3 times throughout college, at least. No, that's an exaggeration, actually. I only changed my major once, but I was contemplating what to change it to for a while. I think my career path I've changed more frequently. I'm here to say You can let yourself think about things without having to immediately take action. You can let yourself think about things and be open-minded to the different opportunities and the different possibilities without having to immediately act and immediately be like, yep, this is what I'm going to do. Yep, this is the right choice, and I'm not allowed to change my mind. That is so much pressure, and we restrict ourselves so much through doing that. I was recently diagnosed with OCD, which I still sometimes doubt. Do I actually have OCD, or am I just telling myself I have OCD? But that's actually its own symptom of OCD, where you doubt your own diagnosis. So that has been a really cool experience. It has genuinely been cool because I am passionate about mental health. So it's cool that I get to experience a disorder in my own life because I get to learn about it firsthand. Yeah, so that was a recent diagnosis of mine. I've been suspecting it for like almost a year now, but a month. It's actually been like almost exactly a month ago that I got diagnosed like officially. And it's been interesting because obviously there have been some aspects of my life that OCD was affecting and that it is still affecting to this present moment. Because I have such an intolerance of uncertainty and such a fear of uncertainty and such a fear of making the wrong choice, and I think a lot of it stems from my OCD and my need for perfection, especially around the parts of my life that are important to me. There's only one right path, and if you don't take the right path, then like you're doomed, you're fucked, like your life is like ruined. And that's really scary to think about and to feel, like actually experience those feelings. It's not actually life or death, but your brain wants to make you think it's life or death, and that's not fun. It's not fun at all. But I also am not here to let that get in the way of me living my life fully. I'm not here to let that take over me, because I know that it's just my brain wanting to protect me from something that doesn't actually really exist, a fear that might not actually really come true. And I think it's because we don't like when there's uncertainty around the aspects of our life that are valuable, like our relationships, our career, our religion, whatever it is that's important and valuable to you. We don't like having that uncertainty and that doubt, because we're like, if I'm doubting it, that means it's wrong. If I'm doubting it, that means like it's not real and I'm making this up in my head. And sometimes like, this is the tricky part about life, because sometimes when you're doubting something, and sometimes when you're doubting something, it is like your gut instinct and it is like your intuition being like, yep, this is wrong, like get the fuck out, or like stop doing this, like this is the wrong choice. Like sometimes that's the genuine reality of the situation, but sometimes it's just your fear trying to protect you. And with OCD, it is so tricky to distinguish which is which. So I'm here to chat a little bit about that today, get rid of some of the stigma around OCD and mental health. No, OCD is not just an obsession with cleaning and tidiness and organization. You should see my room right now. Yeah. So there's this fear, right? There's this fear of, what if I make the wrong choice? Will that ruin the whole trajectory of my life and mess up my quantum destiny and like mess up what's supposed to happen? I don't even know if quantum destiny is like the right word combination, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to start using that. What if this ruins the whole trajectory of my life by making this choice? That's so scary. That is like, I so empathize with that. If you're someone who experiences that, if you're someone who has any sort of mental health condition or just like struggle with self-trust, I so empathize, because it feels like life or death sometimes when you're making a choice. Oh my gosh, like, what if this is wrong? Like, what if this is wrong? Like, what if this is just like not real? What if this is like too good to be true? We are so afraid to be happy and then have that happiness be taken away. That's what a lot of this, in my opinion, stems from. We are so afraid to be happy and then have that happiness taken away from us, or be told like, this is all a lie, this is all in your head. Especially when you're someone who has big dreams, big imagination, it is so scary when something like actually really amazing and like unbelievable happens to you, because then you're like, what if this is just made up in my head? Like, I don't believe that this is true, this is too good to be true. Our brains love to do that to us, because our brains love to sabotage things for us because they think it's keeping us safe, but in reality it's just taking us out of the present moment. Because you can never know, we can never know in the moment that we're making a choice or decision about something. We can't know in that exact moment if this is the right or wrong choice. And in order to move forward and make a choice and stop being stagnant and ruminating and in this in between and indecisiveness, we have to take a step forward and say, okay, I am okay with the possibility that this choice could be the wrong choice. I am okay with the possibility of making a choice that is not right for me. I'm okay with the possibility of things going wrong or not how I hoped they're gonna go. I am okay with that possibility, but I am choosing to take the most aligned and fearless action despite that. And I think as humans, we struggle so much to truly step foot into those choices because lots of reasons. Sometimes we seek outside approval, which it's important to value the opinions of your loved ones. I am an advocate for that for sure. When it comes to mental health disorders and OCD, that can be a little bit trickier. Maybe I'll make another episode about that. External voices, external opinions, regardless of if they want the best for us or if they are preying on our downfall or jealous, like regardless of their intentions, sometimes we give too much power to them. External voices, societal expectations. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just know that sometimes we give too much power to what we think we should, quote unquote, be doing, and what we give a lot of power to the shoulds instead of actually thinking about what are my values, how do I want to live my life, what kind of life do I want to lead, what brings me purpose and value in my life, what choice can I make right now that will be the most aligned with that. We struggle so much with that. I get it. I so get that. I struggle with that myself every single day of my life. I'm 21 years old and I have no idea what the future holds for me. I have no idea what's going to happen with my relationships, with my career, with my anything. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen. I know what I can do in this moment to progress, but I don't know how things are going to play out. But what I do know, and I know this is true for all of you as well, if you're listening, you are going to be completely 100% fine and okay regardless of what happens. You are going to be completely 100% fine and okay, even if you can't be 100% certain about the choice you're making in this moment and whether that is the right choice or the wrong choice, which I don't even know if I like the phrasing right and wrong as I say it more and more. Whether this is an aligned choice or not, whether this situation works out how you would like it to work out or not, you can have 99% certainty that you're going to be 100% okay, but you can only sometimes you can only have like 50%, 51% certainty that like this choice is like a good choice for you in the moment. Sometimes it's really 50-50 with our choices. You have to just be okay with that 1 or 2% extra that's leaning you towards one side of the choice. You have to be okay with that and step into it in order to become more confident in how you want to continue moving forward. And I think that's so scary when we're just terrified of things going wrong and we're terrified of like, what if this doesn't go the way I want it to? We don't think we deserve. It's not even about deserving. Sometimes with OCD and anxiety especially, we just don't give ourselves that permission to trust ourselves and to lean into what is actually valuable and important to us. We sometimes just don't allow ourselves to fully lean into that, and that creates so much internal conflict and it can be so distressing. I am a chronic overthinker. I'm a chronic ruminator, and so making this podcast is amazing because it helps me exert my energy in a positive way rather than using that energy to overthink and ruminate. So I encourage you, if you're listening right now, find a creative outlet, find a creative hobby that can help you exert your energy into producing something that is going to have a positive impact on your life or the lives of other people, rather than going inward and ruminating and being like, oh my gosh, like let me like retrace all my steps and all my decisions of the course of my entire life. Instead of doing that, come back. We're here in this present moment. How can you exert your energy in a positive way? Can you go to the gym? Can you go on a run? Can you do yoga? Can you go on a walk? Can you go biking? Can you paint? Can you draw? Can you color? Can you sing? Can you do a podcast? Can you organize your room? Whatever it is, can you do that instead of letting yourself sit and ruminate and then come back to yourself and then think, okay, how am I feeling now? How am I feeling now that all that fearful energy that is built up inside of me, all that anxious and fearful energy, now that that has been exerted into something positive and I have none of that energy left, now how am I feeling? And now what am I thinking is the next step that I want to take? I think that's so important, and that's something that I myself struggle to do a lot. Is everything how it's supposed to be right now? Like, God knows. The universe knows. I don't know. No one knows. And if you don't believe in higher power, that's just going to emphasize if you don't believe in higher power, then not even God knows. No one knows if this is right. Like, no one can tell you that. But what you can tell yourself is you're going to be okay and things are going to work out, even if something changes and even if something doesn't go how you hope it's going to go. You're allowed to trust yourself and you deserve to trust yourself because it is your life. It is your life You deserve to trust yourself. I had so much energy this morning. Wow. This is the most energetic episode I've done in a while. But yeah, I'm happy about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helped you feel a little bit more inspired and motivated and helped you realize everything is going to be okay. Everything is okay. And you deserve the world. You deserve the absolute world. I love you with my whole heart, and you're doing just fine. You're going to be just fine. I love you so much. Have a great rest of your day slash afternoon slash evening slash dusk slash dawn. I love you so, so much, and I will talk to you next time. Mwah!